Justice White. His nickname was?
Wizard.
Wizard. Colorado? From Colorado? Or?
Oh,
So you know, Justice White, Colorado, a really big deal. I was in Boulder. I was talking.
I was very pleased. That's for sure. We do things a little bit differently in the law school and legal education generally, and hopefully it's something that might impact others and positively. So I was very pleased.
Harry Blackman, most famous for one opinion that he wrote, and that opinion was Roe v. Wade. How come Harry Blackman?
And the first day, I always say to the students, and I've had students who had several classes, and they may have a proverbial roll of the eyes at that point. Boy, this is great stuff. You're going to really like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to be really prepared every day. You're going to be really prepared every day, and we're going to get a lot out of this together. And if it's not the kind of class where you want to do that, if you want to just kind of sit back and take notes, probably this isn't the class for you. And I lose a few students who really do want to sit back, but I usually gain more than I lose. My challenge to them is to see if we're doing our justice system as well as we can do it. And in some areas, maybe we are. And in some areas, maybe we're not. And I guess my hope is that I plant a seed in them to be thinking about this as they become prominent lawyers, legislators, judges in the future. And for me, that's wonderfully rewarding. And my research also, I do that sort of thing, taking a look at what we do and see if we could be doing it better, and whether our courts and our legislators have it right. I know sometimes when I have friends who are legislators, and they'll say, geez, I don't get it. What do you guys do over there? You teach 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. We're paying you for 40 hours a week. They go, well, I'm actually working about 70 hours a week. Go, well, what is it you do? Well, apart from research, there's a lot of other teaching that goes on. I have a lot of students who come to my office and want to talk. And if they've been to a large undergraduate institution, they've probably never done that. If they're, as I was at the University of California, where so many of my classes were 200, 300 students in the class with teaching assistants and all, I almost never went to see a professor, even if I liked the professor a lot, and even if she raised really provocative issues and all. You just didn't do that. Here you do it. And I see a constant stream. After class, I rarely pack up my books and just leave. I stroll around, I go into the coffee lounge, I ask my students, oh, what'd you think? I get that right? And often they say no, and we continue this discussion.
Because motorists, apparently like sheep, are much less likely to be frightened or annoyed when stopped en masse.
We have a program at the regional jail here, which we call Literature and the Law. And one semester each year, a team of 6 students and I go in and teach a class once a month for several hours. And it's just wonderful. Works of literature that are really challenging and provocative. And I think the inmates gain a lot. We're very respectful to them. We ask their opinions. We care what their opinions are. But frankly, I think the students and I gain more than they do. So many of our students have never been in any sort of prison or jail facility, maybe have never known anybody who was in jail or prison. And it's a real eye-opener for them. I think it breaks down stereotypes about who's in there. So many of the people that we see there are people who made really bad mistakes. I mean, they were bad mistakes. They deserve to be in jail. They're not innocent. And, it's not that they didn't do anything. But one of those there, but for the grace of God, go I, views that our students have that, not necessarily evil people. And they're going to be out of jail in a relatively short time, and we got to figure out how to deal with it.
The point of the Bill of Rights to protect the individual against the state. So why are we engaging in this balancing?
We need to talk about teaching more. I was at a university in the Midwest. What I did was give them a series of questions that I get asked often. Well, you have a large class. What steps can you take to involve a large class? Are you willing to be innovative in a small class? And if so, how would you define being innovative? These were not shy professors, and many of them really disagreed with each other. And I'm not sure which one was right or not. But afterwards, a whole bunch of them got back to me and said, that's the first really vigorous discussion we've had about those issues, and it was great. Didn't resolve anything. Not sure it changed my mind, but it was a real eye-opener. I thought everybody did what I did.
You need specifics, not hunch, not a guess. Have to be able to articulate specifics. What's there about this person, this car, this action that gives rise to the need to search?